core foundation. So without HTML, you can't even develop a website, right? So let's move to the computer screen and see from where you can learn the HTML and things. For HTML, I will highly recommend you to use the W3 school because you have to search W3 school here, and they have a proper and compact documentation about HTML right here. You can go through all the content here and explore it. Also, there are a bunch of YouTube videos which I highly not recommend just because you will be getting into tutorial hell and you won't be able to build a product by yourself. So it's better to explore things from the documentation rather than opting for the YouTube videos. All right. Moving on to the CSS part, like let's say you have completed your HTML. So HTML gives you a kind of ugly structure of the website, right? To make it more beautiful and vibrant, you have to use CSS for that. So also, the W3 School has the platform where you can explore CSS as well, right? So there are a bunch of content for CSS as well, which you can explore from the W3 School. Also, if you can't understand things from the W3 School, then you can go for YouTube videos, whatever the content creator is better. Like I will not just offer a single content creator just because HTML is just a kind of more straightforward thing. So it's on you. You can pick any one which is your favorite and you can stick with that course. Moving to the JavaScript part, just because with the HTML and CSS you will create a static website, right? Here I'll introduce two other words, static and dynamic. Static means the things in the website won't be changed, like that they will be uh, persistent. So that basically is static website, and dynamic website means like things on the website will be changing and you can navigate through pages, you can do a bunch of other things, you can retrieve data from the database, from the backend servers, you can put the data. There are a bunch of things you can do with the dynamic websites, right? All right, so to make your website dynamic, you have to opt for the JavaScript. All right, so for JavaScript, again, suggesting W3 School. Also, you can learn from the MDN docs, which is from Mozilla, MDN JavaScript. And yeah, this is the best and official documentation of JavaScript. So you can explore the JavaScript from here. Also, I have a separate course on the JavaScript. Uh, I think I don't have. Let me see if I would have. I will show in the end of the video, and also I'll upload all the links to the roadmaps which I have created. Right. So after learning the JavaScript, like in JavaScript, you have to learn the advanced things like hooks, promises, async await, asynchronous nature of JavaScript, and there are a bunch of pre-built functions in JavaScript which you have to explore. So there are a lot of content right here. So W3 School has been flooded with a lot of content about JavaScript as well. You can learn JavaScript from here. Yeah, it's on you. I'll not highly recommend to use jQuery. You don't need to use this. You can skip this. But yeah, you can for the rest of other things. Web API, that's also crucial. And cookies, pop-up alerts. Yeah, all of these things are quite more mandatory to learn. Asynchronous promises, async await callbacks. Yeah, yeah, that's all the things you need to know about the JavaScript. ECMAScript 16, which we can call ES6 modules and common chains, difference between them. So there are a lot of functions right here which you have to explore. Yeah, just because with the passage of time and when we navigate to the React part, like you can't even make projects with pen JavaScript and high scale industry, right? So when it comes to the high end products, you must have to come up with the framework like React, Angular, or Vue. So there you have to use JavaScript a lot in the React, right? So I'm insisting you guys to spend most of your time in learning JavaScript. So after learning JavaScript, having good hands on JavaScript, you have to navigate to the projects. You have to make a lot of projects, and the projects will be like retrieving data from the fake APIs. There are a bunch of websites which provide fake APIs. Like where you can search from here, fake APIs, and you can retrieve all the data and all the JSON things where you can play with these things, right? Yeah, these are all the asynchronous nature of JavaScript. So after building a bunch of products, and when you know that you have good hands on the logic building and you can solve anything with JavaScript, right? You can solve any problem with JavaScript, then you have to navigate to the framework. Just because, as I mentioned before, you have to learn a framework if you really want to stand out in the top 90% people, right? And when it comes to the large scale parts, obviously industries are looking for candidates who have good command on the React, Angular, or Vue, any of the framework. Depends on the industry requirements. So I have made a roadmap for the React specifically, which you have to cover. So yeah, this is the advanced roadmap. Like I'm not just targeting the each and every concept of React, but yeah, this is all you need to know about the React when it comes to the high scale products, right? Authentication, authorization, international globalization. Like you are here with this library, you can make your website dynamic with multiple language, right? People can visit your website and it will be translated drastically into the languages like English, German, whatever language you have selected. All right, there you need to know about the unit testing integration. For this, you can learn libraries like JS Enzyme, bunch of other React testing libraries. Also, you need to know about the logs, alerts, and bugs next to give you track of your website, like where is it breaking and other things, right? Progressive web application. This is a strategy which a lot of industries are using for offline functionalities of the website, right? Like when a user is not connected to the internet, then they can interact with the website, right? That's the function of progressive web application, all right? Data visualization for this, you can explore chart libraries like chart.js and a bunch of other libraries. Also React queries and all custom hooks, Firebase, yeah. While having good uh, hands on JavaScript and React, you have to make projects on React along with the Firebase to do all the CRUD operations with Firestore, right? And you can explore a lot of things from Firebase as well, like authentication. There are a bunch of other things which you can explore, grasp on all the third-party libraries like framework motions, a lot of things which you can discover. The passage of time you will definitely know. But yeah, highly uh, you should know all these things, right? And these are things which you have to cover as well, like components, patterns, blah blah blah, genders, browse patterns. These are also the highly level. Yeah, you need to know. Also, let's just talk about this. Like I've created this roadmap before. JSX. JSX is basically the combination of HTML and JSX. You can write all these things, all these JS, right? Components, what is component, and what is props, what is events. You can know event life cycle. Yeah, there are a bunch of things. You can discover the hooks like use state, use effect, why is it used, what are the functions of these hooks, use callback, use memo, use ref, use contacts, many feature like right-side routing, data fetching. For this, you can use Axios and a lot of things, a lot of libraries, forms, form kit, and yeah, I mentioned each and everything right here. You can discover this, right? And state management stand, you can go with the Redux toolkit. We call authentication. You can use Passport, or you can simply use Firebase. JWT is also better, but highly can't, like, it's not more great approach to use GWT in high scale applications. Accessibility, these are also a lot of things. So yeah, highly, I have mentioned each and everything you can discover and explore from this. Just because, yeah, let me just give you a really quick overview about this. So yeah, after learning React, you have to navigate to the Next.js for actually Next.js is nothing more likely. React is the framework of JavaScript, so Next.js is the framework on the top of React. So it gives more strength to the React, and on the top of React, it gives you uh, more features which you can use in your projects, right? So let me give you how you can a real quick overview how you can learn all these things. Also from the React documentation, you can also explore React docs. Yeah, from this you can explore all the React and all these JS. Yeah, everything is mentioned right here. Installation, how you can install. But before diving into the React, obviously you have to install the Node.js in your local machine. After that, you can go with the React, right? All right, so that's all about the front-end development. And after knowing the React, Next, and Firebase, I'll highly recommend you guys to switch to the TypeScript rather than switching to the backend technologies, right? Just because on the backend side and also in the industry, you have to use TypeScript rather than just using JavaScript. TypeScript is nothing more complicated, but on the top of JavaScript, TypeScript gives you a sort of more power, like it's a compiled language, interpreted language, right? So you can use strong type, like you can't even alter the number variable to a string. So yeah, it gives you a kind of strong coupled data types, you can say. After knowing the things in TypeScript, like the interfaces, you can declare variable and assign a data type to that variable, right? After having good hands on the TypeScript, you can also learn TypeScript. I don't know from where it is better for you to learn TypeScript, but yeah, from the official docs, you can explore this, right? Alrighty. From there, you can explore the TypeScript as well. After knowing TypeScript, let's move to the backend technologies. For backend technologies, yeah, I have a good roadmap right here. So backend communication, backend communication, like what is HTTP, what is WebSockets, what is like highly, you don't need initially you don't need to know initially that what is WebSockets. You just need to know what is HTTP. HTTP just simply, in simple words, HTTP is like you're sending request to the server for getting or for posting data. The server simply responds to you. So that's all we call it HTTP, right? So understanding RESTful APIs and how you can design the RESTful APIs, the architecture, and all these jazz. Yeah. Again, if you wanna go with the Node.js, then it's really more user-friendly roadmap for you to cover up, right? So first, you need to know about the backend protocols. What is Node.js? What is ExpressJS? Node.js is nothing else but just the runtime of JavaScript, likely JavaScript, like the browser. JavaScript is running under the hood in the browser, and browser has a V8 engine, right? So similarly, smart people uh, extract the V8 engine and put them into the Node.js, like make the Node.js a runtime based on the V8 engine, right? So on the server, you can also execute Node.js operations. So that's all about Node.js. ExpressJS is a framework of Node.js where you can easily make your server and APIs, right? After knowing the backend protocols and having CRUD operations with RESTful APIs and just like that, you can go to the messages queues and PubSub. Again, I'm introducing these terms, RabbitMQ, Kafka. These are highly used in microservices, like how microservices communicate with each other, how you can employ the RabbitMQ, Kafka, and things like that. So yeah, highly you have to cover these things if you wanna make yourself more senior, right? Proxies and role balancer, highly, yeah, this is also mandatory. So you should have good hands on these things as well. And James as a reverse proxy. You can search all these terminologies individually in ChatGPT or YouTube or whatever is more feasible for you. You can search that. Redis, that's really, I'm just really emphasizing on learning Redis, right? So just because it gives you a kind of caching and a lot of more features. So for optimization, you need to know Redis, right? Kafka deep dive, what are topics, what are brokers, bunch of other things you need to know. Obviously, common design pattern like singleton, factory observer, also highly have to know. Advanced database concept, like right here I'm introducing two databases. First, with the Node.js and ExpressJS, you need to know the MongoDB, right? You can learn the MongoDB from its official documentation, or you can learn that from the W3 school as well. So for that, you should have to install the MongoDB Compass locally, right? And you can set up your Compass with the connection string with the official uh, website alrighty. And also I'm just emphasizing on doing all the CRUD operations with the MongoDB as well, right? Indexing strategy for implementable. So right here I'm introducing the SQL database just because MongoDB is no SQL database, so you need to know the SQL database as well, right? So for SQL database, you can go with the MySQL or Postgres, whatever is feasible for you. You can go with that and stick with that. Normalization, denormalization, what are these techniques? Or you can migrate the database, what is sharding, and what is replication in database, what is the rate limiting. Rate limiting is like really more important crucial thing to know and if you are a backend engineer, right? For example, You have developed an API, and users are rapidly sending requests to that API endpoint. So you need to make your server more optimized and not let the users to send frequent requests to the backend server, right? So there you have to employ the rate limiting strategies. So yeah, that's the middleware. You need to know about this as well. Caption DDoS, like you have to protect your server from the attacks and things like that. Alrighty. So yeah, these are the things you need to know. Again, right here, I have mentioned all the things. Right here, mentioned how you can scale your web application, right? Like the backend server. So you go with the horizontal or vertical scaling techniques. Also, there is polling and WebSockets and GraphQL and REST APIs, TRPC, gRPC. These are a bunch of different things which you need to know, right? So, unlikely REST APIs WebSocket gives you, as I mentioned before, what is HTTP? Like a user is sending request to the server, and the server responds with the data. All right, that's HTTP. That's REST API, right? So what is WebSocket? And after sending the request from server, like after getting the request from the server, the connection just ends up, right? So unlikely REST API's WebSocket gives you a persistent connection, which stay until unless the user leaves the room, right? So you need to know about the WebSockets as well. Similarly, one of the use case of WebSocket is you can use this in building chats and transferring real-time data. Right here, you can learn the gRPC and TRPC things. Righty, capacity estimation. Yeah, this also mandatory load balancer and these things. So yeah, highly, to know about all these things and all these J's. You wanna stand out in the top 90 or 95. You definitely needs to know. And again, after covering all these things, yeah, there's the DevOps part. You can skip this, but highly, if you wanna explore more things, you can learn the DevOps part as well. So after 17, this is the DevOps part, righty? Let me add this DevOps part. Alrighty. Oh, I will mention all these things in the description. You can download for yourself and you can discover and learn. Alrighty. These are the things you need to know. As discover the DevOps technologies for that you can use, and you can learn Docker for containerization. Like, yeah, if you are working as a full stack developer, you also need to know about the containerization, right? Just because, let's say, there are a lot of developers working on a single project. So one developer will have different node version, you will have different node version. So when you develop a web application that will work on your machine, but that will not be working on the your team members machine. All right, so to keep things working, you need to wrap up all the web application in the containerized environment, right? So that that application can be more workable on whatever machine you're going with. So yeah, this highly you need to cover off the containerization for that as well. The Kubernetes. So after that containerization, if you wanna go with the DevOps part, you can learn Kubernetes, CI/CD, all these J's. So yeah, this is the roadmap which I have covered. And again, I'll criticize and I'll emphasize on learning these things if you wanna go with the full stack. So that's all about this video. And if you have any question, or if you have you want me to make a separate video on JavaScript, TypeScript, React, or whatever technology it will be, I'll come up with that video. You can let me know in the comment section. Until then, peace out. Have a good day.